Hey guys, Levi for the Rag Company, and in today's episode of Detox, I've got two very special friends of mine, Erin and Dennis Dreeszen from Denver, Colorado. They are the owners of AUTOWASH, and AUTOWASH, for those of you that don't know, is a series of car washes. It's a franchise of car washes that the two of them own, as well as a detail shop called AUTOWASH Showroom. So please check them out on all their Instagram stuff and their Facebook pages and all their cool stuff that they're doing. And if you're in the Colorado area, you are very lucky that you even get access to an AUTOWASH. So without any further ado, Erin, Dennis, thank you guys for coming on, and thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you, Levi. I appreciate that, man. We're honored.
Well, so one thing the reason I wanted to bring you on, this is literally just a conversation show, but what I was fascinated about when we met at the car wash show a few years ago was what your guys' game plan was when you were building. You had a few car washes and you had these huge ideas of what you were going to do. And here we are 3 years later, and you've accomplished most of them. You've still got a few that I know, Dennis, you want more. You always want to get more. But for what you guys have achieved, it's absolutely insane for the level of stuff that you've created. And we're talking a couple that bought a car wash, had a couple car washes from that. And then you guys set about building a massive detail shop, full service with everything in it, and selling a full product line, you've got products, that same product line in your vending. I mean, you guys are a powerhouse brand that I can't wait for you to get up to Idaho. But tell me the story of how, and tell our viewers the story of how you guys kind of started this. Where did this all come from? How did this go and become what it is now?
Sure. Well, you make it sound like the car washes just give birth to more car washes.
It feels like that.
It works. One car wash meets another one, and they pop out a third. It's pretty amazing. When we first got married back in, a long time ago now, instead of going on a honeymoon trip to like the Bahamas or Cancun or something like that, we really, wanted to start our family off on the right financial footprint. And so we went to a 3-day financial seminar boot camp, and 16 hours long, really romantic, sitting around talking about different financial concepts and such. And I left there thinking, man, we got to do something for our family. And so we thought, something passive, hopefully. We biffed on that part, but look for something that was passive. And so we thought, storage facilities or parking lots or something like that, or maybe car washes. And so we ended up going to our favorite car wash at the end of that third day, knocking on the door and saying, hey, we'd like to get in the car wash business. How's this work? And he was gracious enough to take us in and kind of walk us through his facility. And, so we said, you know what, maybe car washes would be it. And then it took us about 7 years to get that first one built up and out of the ground after begging and clawing and scratching and a lot of tears and crying and, beating each other up.
Pulling each other up.
Or that too. Mm-hmm. And, we got the first one open and we said, wow, this is really, really great. It's been working really, really fantastic. Are we actually any good at this, or was it just a good location? Mm-hmm. And so that's what started bringing out the second one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 3 months after we opened the first location, we had to make a decision. Is this just a lucky thing or what? And immediately jumped into construction on the second location.
Yes, when we first started, we always wanted it to be bigger than just one location. But when you build your first one, and it's the one thing, you think, well, this would be a nice part-time gig, and maybe it's a retirement vehicle. And we see in the industry, a lot of the guys do that. They get their one wash, and it's their vending machine, it's their retirement fund, and it's all it ends up being. Excuse me, just with that, the single owner operator type situation. But we had all these sketches of how we would open up additional locations, and it was stupid because we were doing it on Word documents. I do everything in Word still, which is really ridiculous.
Or Excel.
One of the two. Our artists hate me because I'm like, I can make that in Word, no problem. And so, and we do a lot of that stuff. But we had here's AUTOWASH app. We had different colors for every location. We were trying to figure out different ways to to go through with that. So we still have some of those old diagrams from way back when. We look at it, and they're silly now. But it kind of lets us know where we were, where we came from. And, you know, we opened up that second one. 3 months after we opened up our first one, we had to put money down for the second one. I mean, it was like really, really quick. It took us 2 years to get the first one through permits, and figured, well, if it's going to take us that long, gosh, you know, if anybody's going to be our competition, might as well be us.
Right.
And so we went ahead and, you know, made that jump and that leap of faith to get the second one going. And while that was going through the planning process, another wash that we had found that way back when we were first getting started, when we first got married, and we're looking for different washes, you know, the Fox Hill location. We went through about a year after our honeymoon. I'm going to back up a little bit. I know I'm going all over the place.
You're fine.
About a year after our honeymoon thing that we did, you know, we got an opportunity to take over a car wash, the Fox Hill car wash, because some owners or some developers were walking away from the project. And we said, well, sure, we'll do that. We got less than no money saved, but let's try and give it a shot. We can probably make a miracle happen. And we went through the whole process. They said, well, it's $1,000 in earnest deposit, and you can go through the whole thing. I said, all right, bet, we'll do that. Emptied our savings account. That's all we had. And we went through this process of going through and trying to get this wash going. Thought we could maybe, you know, beg, borrow, and steal from some other people, try to make that happen, family members or whatever. You know, couldn't get anything done. But we got to meet a lot of the people, got to go through a lot of the processes, and kind of cut that development bug, if you will. And said, you know what, when we get our chance, we know what we want to do, but this is this. We lost our money. And
some of the best tuition we ever spent.
For sure.
Trying to, you know, take a chance and see what we could get out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, fast forward 7 years later, and we've opened up 14 locations now. You know, the detail shop, but you know, it all really just started with, you know, just trying to do something a little bit different, and you know, trying to set up our family with some kind of passive business again, which was fool's gold.
Well, so with that, one of the things that I think most people don't realize is, you know, we've all seen it a million times. You go into a car wash, you buy the monthly pass, they slap the sticker on your window. You guys changed that. You guys are the ones that basically changed that.
Well, I was frustrated, right? And most of these things get born out of like frustrations where we're like, you know, there's got to be a better way to do that kind of thing. And, you know, we were limited by our technology that we had in the wash, and we didn't have a ton of money to spend. And we were really bootstrapping, and we didn't take a dime from the car washes for 3 years.
Right.
Like we just, you know, I was still working full time in a bank, running a retirement plan department, 401ks and such. And Erin was still working in the schools as a principal and assistant principal and going through that place. So we were on our full time careers, like full in. Yeah. And so for the car washes, it was evenings and weekends and trying to just scrape that thing together.
Make it work.
And we were looking through, and we had like the first year, May, it rained. And then October, it rained. And you don't have a membership, like your revenue just goes right on down, you know? And it's like, well, that sucked. There's got to be a way to fix that.
It rained 24 days in May, the first year we were open.
Right.
24 days. Right. People don't wash their cars in the rain. No. If it's a blizzard, they wash their cars, but rain, they stay far away.
Well, and a lot, like, and you got to remember, like, I speak to a lot of detailers, but I started in a car wash, and you don't realize when you start looking at rainy days what it means. I mean, it's, hey, there's rain projected that morning that you didn't see that was going to happen the night before. And I worked in a full service car wash. We're calling people and saying, hey, don't come in yet, but don't just disappear. Right? Like, I may need to call you back so in case the sun breaks, and all of a sudden, because that's what happens. Moment the sun comes out, you got a line of cars lined up, and you're like, oh, crap, we're screwed. So back to the story. So back to the story.
Yeah, so we were looking at this membership thing, and we were trying to figure it out and beating our heads up against the wall for a couple of years, trying to figure this out because of our limited technology and the way that in-bay automatic and self-serve car washes run. I understand the tunnel side, and I understand the full-service side. Like, it's easy. You got people on site, and you can really manage memberships really well that way. The challenge being that we don't have anybody on site. So it's completely self-serve and with no attendance. And, you know, how do you fix that problem? And so we said, you know, if we ever got it, maybe we can create an app. And so we got this, we got an idea. We were down at actually at BMW driving school, and which is a great place to think about different things. And so, we're down there driving around, and then we went to driving school, and we're driving through Asheville, North Carolina, and we're like, and it finally hits me, like, I know exactly how to program this to make this work. So we got home after that trip, and I worked till, staying up till midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, and just wrote a wireframe for how this app would work for our car washes, and found a guy to get it done and had the app up and running in 30 days. And so it's basically a way to get people to onboard completely without anybody else holding their hand. And it was wildly successful right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And so that helped us do a couple of things. And one was to get rid of those rainy days, and not how we really thought.
Right. And one of the things that made it different was we, as Dennis mentioned, couldn't be tied to the infrastructure, or the idea of having employees that could put like a sticker on your windshield or anything like that. We needed to think completely outside the box. So having the app meant that as long as the phone was with a car, that car could get washed. So the whole premise of our membership being very different is it's one or any car, any day, any wash, it doesn't matter. There's no real limitations in that regard. So if, for instance, we both have a couple vehicles apiece. We wash them very differently. My convertible doesn't go through with high pressure anything. It's a hand wash type of vehicle versus one of the SUVs. We want to do something different. So the membership that we developed is that you can be creative and choose exactly what wash for what car you want, and they're all included.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to. I'm a big fan of ridiculous value, and I think that's a great way to win customers and win brand recognition and just loyalty. Is just give them more than they're expecting, and with the membership being any car, we don't care. It's any car, any wash, any day, any location, anywhere. It just makes it that much more of a value for somebody, so that they can take care for our target market customer, right? Most people have that kit car that they're working on in the garage or something that they're a fan of, and they want to be able to wash multiple things.
Yeah.
And not have that ugly dumb sticker in the window.
Well, and what's fascinating.
I think one of the things.
Go ahead. I was going to say, one of the fascinating things that I love about that app is not only did you guys allow it that a customer could use it for any car, right? That's what's so amazing. But you now have a captive audience of those people as they're going through their car, in which you're able to offer discounts, deals for the detail shop, because they're already there. Again, they're car washed, and maybe they're sitting there like, an interior detail coupon. No, my interior's not. I could probably use that, And then they and you could, and I believe it's online scheduling as well, just straight from that app to which is, I mean, you guys it was crazy. And I've taken a tour and hung out with these guys and done this stuff. So I think that's why I get so giddy. I'm so fascinated. It's one of those things. It's one of my favorite things in the world is to talk about car washes. And even though being a detailer for almost 25 years, this is where I started and where I want to end up, I guess you could say. Like, I want to have a car wash for my kids to play with and do stuff and have that access, because I like clean cars, and it doesn't matter how you get it, So, but anyway, sorry to interrupt and digress, but keep going.
No, by all means. It's when we creating the membership was the biggest benefit for that was not only to give us additional tools to market to our customers, but let us know who our customers were. We weren't renting them anymore. And a lot of times in the self-serve industry, those customers are there for the quarters they spend, and then they're gone, and you don't ever get to see them or ever get to know who they are. And there's not a connection with them, if you will.
Right.
And the app allowed us to start to build that connection by knowing who our customers were. And then, you mentioned the detail shop, and that whole idea was really born out of, we need to figure out how to connect with our customers at a deeper level and provide them something that we think is missing in
the car wash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to do something.
Well, I was going to say, then you've got those customers now in the detail shop. They're getting a detail. But then on top of that, you have a product line that you started to work on and develop for those customers. Yep. So now they have a kit to go home.
Okay.
Well, I would kind of credit our experience in meeting you guys at the car wash show, learning more about what detailing really is and what the difference between the experience our customers are receiving in the car wash world versus the experience they could receive in a detail shop. Obviously, you can't get your car detailed every single day, and we have people who wash their cars every day, right? They're two different sides of the same coin. But starting to venture into the understanding detailing taught us a lot about looking at our own model of car washes and the type of products we were using in the car washes. The industry standard for car washing is not the safest or detail-friendly type of products. So it forced us to look at how do we revamp that soap detergent line for the car wash industry, as well as the products that we're putting in our customers' hands for the retail side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big point. The chemistry that we use in our car washes has always been, for us, always been family friendly. There's kids walking around, and if you're watching people at a self-serve day, there's never an opportunity where the little kid doesn't turn around and shoot his dad with the water gun.
Right. Exactly.
And spray him down. And if a car wash is throwing acids out of those things, like that's just not safe. And
Right.
so we made sure we've always been a big proponent of having nature safe soaps and waxes on our sites, and not any harsh chemicals, no acids, no caustic materials. It's just really benign detergents, but really high quality detergents. And we always figured, we will never not provide enough soap. Matter of fact, the best compliment we get is the worst complaint, right? Is, you guys put too much soap on my car. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Extra lubrication.
Yeah.
Lubrication prevents scratches.
Yes.
Well, and that's, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, putting, the safe soaps in there so people don't hurt their cars was a huge piece for us. And, do no harm and make sure we're doing the right thing. And then when, meeting you guys and, learning about detailing and what that's supposed to be like, and towel technology. And start learning, just continue to learn how can we better prepare and take care of people who love their car. And, and that's really our continued motive, is really trying to serve those people who love their car.
Well, and one thing I was going to say, for those of you that are listening that are detailers and hearing us talk about car washes, one thing these guys do is it's all touchless. You've got self-serve, and then your automatic bays are touchless washes.
Completely touchless, and not like the fake touchless that the tunnels say, like, oh, we can do touch free. They like try to retract the brushes and not scratch you. Yeah, no, that's not it. No, there's not a brush in the machine, right? It's a completely 100% touch free. It's just high pressure, great detergents and hot water, and we get the cars clean.
Yeah,
that's it's like a lasagna pan. It's a little bit slower.
Yeah. Well, and I was with you last winter when we went to one of the locations and the machine stopped working. It wasn't spraying properly, but car still got washed with a portion of it and blown off. And when it came out, I even stopped and was like, holy cow, dude, that car technically got half of a wash job, and it's way cleaner. Like half of the people I used to know that would come through the car, like that was what came out anyway. But he's going like, it's not working. And I'm like, oh, it's going to get better. It's going to get cleaner than that. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And like when I took a tour of the facility and saw all the stuff that you've really spent time and focused on, it's unbelievable, because it's unlike anything I've ever seen. And it's a credit to you guys and the way you've built and thought from a totally different perspective on how to clean vehicles.
Right. A different perspective. It's Dennis was working in the banks. I was working in the schools. We did not talk to anyone else in the industry. We didn't realize how different our perspective was until we started learning what other car washes were doing. And we liked the path that we've chosen, and making sure that we are keeping the customer safe, making sure the cars, it's first, do no harm. If we can get it clean, awesome. We will do it with the most nature safe, the most, the softest process possible.
No.
That's awesome. So, what's like, so car washes, the app, the detail shop, then the chemical line. Talk about the Auto Wash Direct system and kind of what the game plan was for that.
Sure. So, I think kind of the way that process all kind of came about is that we were initially, when we were starting our membership, we were trying to figure out how to give ridiculous value to our customers. Mm-hmm. And we were like, if we could give a little 4-ounce bottle of products as a free gift to anybody who signed up for our membership, that would be really cool. Mm-hmm. So we started off there and just trying to think of an idea of maybe white labeling somebody's product and put it in a little bottle, and give it out to people. And then we realized that shipping is really expensive, and that's not a really great way to go. Yeah. So we had to think about something different. And so we, the first thing we did is try to start the detail shop and start looking at it that way and learn more about products and how those work. And then we decided to really try to refine our own product line to do exactly what we wanted to do in the safe way that we wanted to do, and then have it completely match everything we're doing in the car wash. And I think that's the biggest and the hardest work that we've tried to do is get everything to match in lockstep with everything we're doing at the actual car washes. Mm-hmm. So you get the same fragrances, same effectiveness, same hydrophobics and stuff like that in the car washes, and now you can take it home with you too. Mm-hmm. So getting the product line, and we've kind of slowed down a little bit on the product line as we were trying to get the car washes built. We decided there's only 2 of us, and while we get a lot done working 24 hours a day next to each other, there's some things that we just can't do. And so we slowed down a little bit on the product line and have started to retool and really reconfigure how we go about distributing that product. But really wanted to create a product line that was the best of the best. So we met with multiple blenders, got a bunch of different products made. And so we've got some really, really great products. We've got a really great ceramic spray that's amazing. Mm-hmm. Our Superior Shine is really fun. Mm-hmm. Some of the Orange Crush soaps and stuff like that. But it's that part's been really, really fun. Mm-hmm. And mostly her figuring out the different blends and working with and whatnot.
What we left off with the whole honeymoon financial seminar deals, we are very much nerds, very much love the science, geek out about the process behind how all this work. And it's been fun putting it together and learning how it goes. When we first sat down looking at this, mentioning the little 4-ounce bottle we could give to somebody, the idea was, we can just white label that. That's a super simple process. Well, sitting down with blenders and hearing them say, what would you like to use? Our good, our better, or our best products? We were kind of dumbfounded with the idea that people would possibly choose a subpar product and put their name on it, put it out there. But when it comes to the business side of things, that's definitely the way that a lot of people might choose to go. Mm-hmm. We take a different tact and say, what are we going to put in front of our product or in front of our customers that we're willing to put our name on? What's the product that we will back? And then starting at the best said, well, this still doesn't work for us. Hence the detail shop started, right? Let's start actually practicing using these products and see what works and what doesn't, what we can improve on. And sitting down with the chemist and being like, that product's great, but I want it to also do this and this. And can you add a little bit extra here? And so we've truly been able to, being detailers and being car wash, operators, put all the pieces together to see what's the best way to put something in front of a customer.
Yeah. Well, and you've got your corporate offices are in next to the detail shop. Literally, it's just a wall separating you guys, and you've got all the office, and then
it's on the other side of the door.
Yeah, but it's that you can have that conversation with a potential blender or chemist, and then go, well, hold on a second, and grab the product, utilize it, try it, and say, well, this is what I'm seeing, this is how I'm feeling, or get your info from your detailers and have them tell you exactly what they want or what they need, and vice versa. You guys are right there. You can demo and use the product and try it out. So, I mean, it's...
Yeah, and it works on the car wash side too. I mean, we're not too far from our closest location, and so it's easy to go through and say, hey, we need to make a tweak to a product line. Let's run that through a few washes and see how that works. Tire shine in the vacuums. We just created our own blend of tire shine for in a combo vac type deal.
Oh, cool.
That was kind of a fun project. There's a shortage on tire shine.
Yep.
And so,
one of the many COVID anomalies that came up, we could not locate anywhere in the country.
Our customers are furious because with the membership, you get free vacuuming, which also means you get free tire shine, free fragrance, free air, free shampooing, all that kind of stuff is free, right? It's unlimited in the vacuums. man, they use the dog stuff out of the tire shine. They love it. And so when we ran out, we had a big problem. We had a lot of customers calling and complaining. So we're like, well, let's blend our own version of a tire shine and get that out there, and it's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's things like that. Right, but it's things like that you guys have that pop up that you guys are able to pivot very quickly on what you want to do. And you've been talking about doing some different things, but one of the other things that you did on top of all these units is you also created dog washes on every location,
Yes.
which a lot of car washes don't do, which is surprising. You know, in Idaho, we either go up to get a dog, you go to the dog wash, or you go to the car wash. There's no combo stuff, and almost every location you guys have includes dog washing and your own line of dog washing chemicals.
So the best part is the dog wash is part of the car wash membership.
I think Levi got some information that I didn't know about.
He's letting the information out too early. That's all.
Yeah.
The dog wash products are coming. But
even
no,
better. That I didn't know.
You're correct. Yeah, just not yet.
Yeah.
The dog washes are a big reason why we do want to have everything be so safe on facilities. You know, Dennis mentions, kids like to spray their parents all the time at the car wash. Our employees always get oversprayed by stuff at the car washes. And then we also have animals running around. So that's a big motivation behind it. But yes, we have dog washes at most of the facilities, and the car wash membership includes unlimited dog washes. You can wash them for free all month long, however many times you want. And it's amazing how many people put their dog in the car to go to the car wash.
No, but that's one of those things that you're providing a service that most people don't even realize that now they have access to. And if you think about a typical Saturday for a lot of folks, we give our corgi a bath every couple weeks, but we do it at home upstairs in one of the tubs that we don't ever use. And so we wash them up there, we give them a bath. But I know that if we had access to the dog wash, it would be one of those things that my kids would love to go do and be a part of that. So it'd be like, hey, let's go wash the cars. Let's wash the dog. Like everybody just gets cleaned, and it's kind of a bath day, so to speak. Heck, you could hose down the kids if you wanted to. But the point is, like, you're offering a service to your customers that they didn't realize they needed. And that's the most fascinating thing. It seems like it's so small and simple, but it's huge. Right.
And they do things that we don't always anticipate either. We have people with cats wash their cats at the car wash.
Yeah.
We've had pigs in the bays. We've had all sorts of stuff, so you could throw your kids in there, Levi, no problem.
My kids would like that. I know every time a pressure washer is popped out at my house, they run and ask when they can let me have that. I want to use it. It's like, well, hold on, let me finish my car that I'm working on here. But no, I've always been so fascinated. You guys have always been able to tell such an amazing story, and it's one of those things that I've always really enjoyed hearing. I've heard it many, many times, but I love hearing it every time because it's so inspiring for a lot of us, and for those of us just in the industry, I love how well you've incorporated everything and every aspect, and that's probably the most amazing thing for me, is to see that growth and the amount of change and growth that you guys have come through and overcome, and where you're at now and what it's grown in just the short time that I've known you guys. It's amazing. It's really amazing, and kudos to you guys for creating such a beast of a company. I mean, it's insane. What else do you guys got planned that you can talk about? I know you've got some stuff in the works in the secret, and I don't want to drop all the hints, but what else do you want to do? I mean, I know we're looking at more car washes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Always looking at more locations. I think, trying to figure out how we can, and this goes just back to the ridiculous value piece. How can we get our membership to be way more valuable for our customers and make it more convenient for them? And so, trying to add more and more locations, that's a huge task for us. We're always trying to grow. I think we've got 6 construction projects on the docket right now. So about every 4 or 5 months or so, we'll be starting construction on new projects. Our next one, we got one that's in construction right now, and one that's going to start in like February, March-ish type time frame, depending on permits. That'll round us out. That's 6 more locations, round us out at about 20 locations that way. We're looking at different alternatives as well to try to get into the industry, to expand our footprint around. It just takes so much time and effort and energy and money to build new locations. I mean, those things are quite expensive. And then, we are here shortly actually opening up our first Auto Wash Express.
Oh, nice.
And so we are going to open up a tunnel wash, and that's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, that's a whole new bag of worms.
Yes, you'll be able to get the same soaps. You'll be able to get the same detergents. We've definitely altered that typical experience to try to stick to our true values. But we do know that there's 6 million people in the greater Denver area. There are more than enough cars and customers out there for the detailers for the various car washes. Not everyone wants the same type of model, so we're looking at what we can do to expand them.
Yeah, it's for us. It's like we're looking at how can we help serve more people the right way. And so if we can open up a tunnel wash because an opportunity that came up, and put that express, but do it the right way. And there's ways to prevent or do as little harm as possible. It's not 100%, but it also feeds the sign of, well, they could be going somewhere else and getting acids on their car and those kind of things, and we won't be doing that. And so that's one of the things that we know will separate us a little bit is we don't have any acids in any of our soaps. And so for right at the very get, we're going to be a little bit of a safer wash. We're going to we've got some tricks up our sleeve to prevent scratching. So that we're actually kind of excited to roll those pieces out. That'll be kind of fun. And the way we're looking at that side of it, again, more memberships and more people. There's just so many people that we need to serve. It's like it's because you love your car, but you ain't got the time.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
So we're working on all that. We haven't talked to DJ in a while, but we've talked a little bit about how do we get together with the other detailers with the IDA and work on the idea of like, how do you qualify a ceramic safe type of car wash? One that doesn't have the acids that, correlates with the expectations of the blenders who, whether that's IGL or Ceramic Pro or, GT Quartz or any of the others. All of them want to make sure you're using touch-free washes after you get a car coated or that you're using acid-free soaps, that sort of thing. How do we make sure that we kind of help support that growth within the industry? Yeah,
that's been a big push. And probably for our hearts, a heavier lift is trying to figure out how do we get more people to know what we're doing and how to expand what we're doing because of the ceramic safe side of it. We're not doing any harm to vehicles, but if you go to a lot of the gas station washes, they're running hot.
Oh, yeah. No, I took Augie through, there's a car wash up the street from me that I like the placement of it. I think it's a great location, and it's one of my, it's one that I love because it's got a crazy view out one side of the mountains and stuff. But I always like going there just because I like the spot. But I went through the automatic bay with Og, and right when we got in, I was like, oh crap, I forgot to pull my mirrors, fold my mirrors in. Augie didn't shut his door. I was reaching back, pulling the door shut on the Suburban. It was a nightmare. And then having those brushes come by, and my truck's vinyl wrapped, but it was fun to see. I do that because I want to beat it up to see what damage that wash did, so that I can fix it.
Sure.
But I'm a masochist that way. But it's the fact that it's amazing. I haven't been in a wash for 6 months. And there are no touchless. There's a touchless hand wash in Boise, but there are no touch-free washes here. So
they just float over the car.
Yeah. It literally
float over the car.
They put employees in the tunnel and make them wash the car while they're blowing chemicals on everything. But it's amazing. It surprises me how much the machines and the brushes actually beat up the car and hit the side of the car as hard as they do. So kudos to you guys for working on a solution for that. I mean, I've been to the car wash show. I've seen all the different versions. My favorite was watching the car sitting there with the machine running on it. And
the bump and shine thing?
Yeah, they were running on it, and then they pulled it out. at the end of the night, and they had a detailer come out there and polish all the scratches out of it and then put it back in and talk about it the next day. It was sitting there running again, like, look, it's not scratching the car. But every night when the thing ended, they had a detailer out there polishing the car.
I don't think they had any clear coat by the time it got done.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's you can't do that. But yeah, it is what it is. It's pretty impressive interesting to see that the friction causes damage. And so for you guys trying to figure out a way to get around that and to provide that clear coat safe and provide that ceramic coating safe surface, I mean, that's amazing. So kudos to you guys on working on that and tackling that.
Yeah.
It's important to us. We hope it's important to other people. You know?
I think for the good of the industry, it needs to be important. So, well, cool,
Absolutely.
guys. Thank you for.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you know this or not, but one of the things that we do in our membership, and I think it's something that I don't know if anybody else is doing that, but did you know that if you sign up for our membership, you get a free detail?
No. That's
Everybody.
huge. That's pretty rad.
So, it's a free exterior detail, and the idea is that I don't know where you've been before you got to me.
Right.
Yep.
That's a smart.
And so,
that is,
getting everybody a clay and seal to get going is, we can't think of a better way to honor people and trying to take care of their cars than by setting them up true clean first. And so they can more appreciate how their vehicle looks.
Well, and like you said, you don't know where they've been, so you're getting their car somewhat clean, but then they have the option to, you can, once the car's in with you, you can upsell, you can polish it, you can do some stuff to it, and then you have a fresh surface and a record of every time they go through the car wash, what washes they went to, and you have cameras, obviously, so you can see if something did happen or something happened, but at least you can say, look, we prepped your car prior to you going in, it's ready to go, here's what we have, and here's, you went to a different wash to get those scratches. You didn't come to ours because we don't have brushes.
That's right.
But no,
or you went to a different wash before you came to us. We'll fix those, scratches. We can take care of things and get it back to the way it should be.
Yeah, and then continue to keep it looking like that, which is awesome. So, well, kudos to you guys for all of this. Thank you for coming on and being on the show and hanging out with me and talking about this stuff. I hope everybody at home found this interesting. Dennis and Erin, tell us everywhere that people can find you. Plug yourselves.
Everywhere, gosh. All over Denver. No. So Autowash CO, our website, Autowash Co, like Autowash, Colorado. AutowashCO.com. Instagram at Autowash CO. Facebook's going to be Autowash CO as well. So it's really the Autowash Colorado show right now. And hopefully we start expanding that to different states. Boise, maybe somewhere up there. But that you've got Miss Autowash and Autowash Guy on Instagram as well. If you're ever looking for us personally, we are there. I do not interact very much, so if you say something to me, I'll respond, but it might take me 2 or 3 weeks.
That's all right.
He's too busy developing new car washes.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you for being a part of this. I can't stress, these are two of my most favorite people in the world, and it's been too long not being able to see you guys and hang out with you guys and grab a bite to eat. This has been this was kind of also an excuse to be able to hang out with you for a little while. But to all of you watching Detox, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And for more videos, stay tuned right here on the Rag Company YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.